Old Man Shouts at WotC, or Misunderstood Concern. I'm BECMI Berserker, and welcome back to my channel that discusses all things D&D and some other stuff too. Okay, so I wasn't going to do this video. Most of the comments I receive, probably over 95% of them, are very supportive. However, comments like Old Man Shouts at Clouds, or WotC, or Boomer, I'm Gen X actually, are such throwaway and unsupported statements that I feel a need to respond, but not for the reasons you may think. It's not because I'm upset at such comments. Honestly, I have a thick skin, and I read such comments with a wry smile on my face, and that wry smile comes from the fact that my concern over the strategic direction of 1D&D and WotC is being misunderstood. It's not about throwing my toys out of the pram and boo-hooing at all the change that's going on, and how I wish things can go back to how they were when I was young and D&D was so much better, etc, etc. It's not about railing against change because things were better in my day. I know that's all relative to experience. What it's about, the reason I'm passionate about this and concerned about the direction of D&D, especially for younger fans, is because of the current trend to normalise microtransactions within games. This concern is not really focused on how the rule set will develop. Debates have been going on for what feels like millennia about which edition is best. Again, it's down to personal preference. My concern for younger players and the new players that will be enticed to join the hobby is really based on the concerted effort by market forces to implement behavioural change, with the focus being to normalise player activity that is dependent on microtransactions. You may say, it's my money, I can do what I like with it, it's my choice. But is it really your choice when you are being manipulated by a marketing machine that is way ahead of you? Do you know how much money is spent by all kinds of companies around the world to take away your power of decision making when it comes to purchasing? Marketing is usually the biggest slice of any budget, because the main objective of business is to make people want to part with their hard-earned cash. Now, I've no issue with that, that's business. But normalise a market to the point that people spend repetitively without thinking about it. Subscription model, anyone? And you've cracked the code. I mean, how many of you have Xbox Game Passes or PlayStation's equivalent and hardly play, but don't cancel for fear of losing progress? I bet it's a fair number. I mean, even music subscriptions warn you of losing your playlists if you cancel. And it's a successful tactic to retain subscriptions. It works. Now imagine a similar tactic applied to new D&D, to a demographic that will find it incredibly difficult to walk away from character development and campaign progress. That's a scary prospect. As well as feeling the need to respond to the old man comments I received, I was prompted to say all this due to recently watching a great video by Josh Strife Hayes called What Went Wrong with Gaming. I really recommend you check it out, link below. It is an excellent critical examination of the video game industry and how the introduction of microtransactions has made for poorer games at the expense of the singular pursuit of profit, a path WotC appears to be trailblazing for TTRPGs. So I could just stop there and say, that's my concern, the game's going to be crap if we continue on this path. Well, it is my concern and it will be poorer quality in my opinion, but that's not my main concern through the eyes of a Gen Xer. My main concern is that the next generation of players are being entirely manipulated by their hobby to extract cash from them, due to their gaming worldview having been monopolised by microtransactions and subscriptions for a large part of their gaming lives, leading to their resistance to these tactics not being sufficiently developed. I do not mean this in a derogatory way, it's just that their willpower is being eroded by normalisation. If everyone is doing it, then what's the problem, right? Worse, my concern is that these gaming models invading the TTRPG space will limit overall choice in the future, as the RPG storefronts, which will be increasingly online, promote the most monetized products. It will take more effort to seek out alternative games not featuring such monetization, that I have to wonder if players will make that effort, especially if it feels like hard work and it's harder to find a group to play with anyway. None of this is to say older generations are immune to this, but we probably have a better view of what's happening purely because it's not how things used to be. We've experienced the moments of change and can feel that erosion of choice more acutely. There'll still be plenty of cloud shouters reaching for their wallets when one D&D hits, no doubt. Oh, and if you want a great example of how choice is taken away from you whilst giving you the illusion of choice, you only have to go to your local supermarket. In the UK we have the concept of meal deals, which can include a sandwich, drink and a snack for about £3.50. £3.50 for a choice of anything you want. Well, not exactly. Your choice will have been limited to what the supermarket can foist on you in the most cost-effective way. It's why certain items are never part of the choice. In effect, your choice is limited to the products that are most profitable to the supermarket, usually through their purchasing power over suppliers. If one D&D works as predicted, and it has the investment to make it work, D&D will be the most profitable meal deal out there, offering you as much choice as you want. So to all those who see people of my age shaking our fist at change, our lamentations are not about saying one edition is better than the other. You're never going to get agreement on that, and it's an argument that comes up at every previous edition change. It's also not about feeling less relevant. That's just part of getting older. We get it, honestly. The difference is this particular change, which is about control. Control of your hobby, control of the conversation, and control of your wallet. That's why it's important to keep conversations like this going and promote alternative forms of the hobby to save you money and ensure you stay in control of your wallet. It's never been about one generation against the other. And to quote the Dread Pirate Roberts, anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, it really helps. I'm BECMI Berserker, and I look forward to producing more content about this and alternative ways of helping you enjoy your D&D hobby.